Hello students, my good wishes with you for your fitness and happiness. In previous video, we have studied about the features of Indian economy on the eve of independence. Today, we are going to start next topic, same chapter. Topic is state of primary sector in Indian economy on the eve of independence. So here is our primary sector, and I have given information what is second name of primary sector. The second name of primary sector is agriculture sector. So now we are going to start the study features of agricultural sector in India on the eve of independence. स्वतंत्रता प्राप्ति के पूर्व भारत में कृषि की क्या व्यवस्था थी, कृषि की क्या कंडीशन थी, कृषि की क्या विशेषताएं थी. सो प्लीज नोट डाउन. फर्स्ट फीचर गिवन हियर स्टेग्नेशन. स्टेग्नेशन को हिंदी में कहते हैं गतिहीनता. गतिहीनता, स्टेग्नेशन, गतिहीनता. गतिहीनता का यहां पर मतलब है द मीनिंग ऑफ स्टेग्नेशन हियर इन द रेफरेंस ऑफ द Indian economy that on the eve of independence our Indian agriculture was passive situation. There was no speed, there was no direction in positive situation. किसी भी सकारात्मक दिशा में कोई भी अच्छा प्रयास किसी के क्षेत्र में नहीं था. इसी वजह से we have earlier studied that in the sector of agriculture in India 70 to 75% population was fully dependent on the agriculture. That time 70 to 75% population was fully dependent on the agriculture, but the contribution in GDP from the agriculture side was only 50, lump sum 58%. कुल आबादी का 70 से 75% भाग पूर्णतया कृषि पर आधारित था, जबकि भारत की विकास में सिर्फ 58% उसका योगदान था. इसी के बारे में नेक्स्ट जो बताया गया इसका व्हाट वाज नाउ द क्वेश्चन एन इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन. व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड द स्टेग्नेशन ऑफ द इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर ड्यूरिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम. उस समय भारत में कृषि के गतिहीन होने के क्या कारण थे. सो देयर वाज वन रीजन, जमींदारी सिस्टम. Class 10th SST subject you have listen their name. Class 10th के SST subject में आपने ये शब्द सुना होगा, जमींदारी सिस्टम. So because of that system in India that time our agriculture was in stagnation situation. What was जमींदारी system that time and when it was introduced in India? So in 1793, in 1793 by Cornwallis. In 1793 Cornwallis introduced the system of जमींदारी in India. 1793 में Cornwallis, who was the British authority of British rule, कॉर्नवालिस ने 1793 में भारत में जमींदारी सिस्टम की शुरुआत की, नींव डाली. एंड दैट टाइम इन इंडिया देयर वाज रूल ऑफ इंडियन इकोनॉमी वाज द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. तब भारत में भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था पर ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का अधिकार हुआ करता था. एंड दैट टाइम देयर वाज सिस्टम टेनेंट, जमींदार and government. There was chain for collection of revenue from the tiller. Tenant also called tiller, also called peasant, also called cultivator. इतने नामों से इनको उस समय जाना जाता था. टेनेंट, टिलर, पीजेंट, कल्टीवेटर, यानी जो एग्रीकल्चर को रियल फार्म में केयरिंग करता था, जो प्रोडक्टिविटी वर्क में एंगेज था, दैट पर्सन वाज टेनेंट. एंड जमींदार हु वाज द ओनर ऑफ लैंड, जो जमीन का मालिक होता था उसे जमींदार कहा जाता था. गवर्नमेंट, दैट टाइम गवर्नमेंट वाज East India Company. East India Company. So that time the policy of East India Company was that company want to collect more and more revenue from the Jamidar, and then Jamidar collected more and more rent from their tenant for their own land. ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी अधिक से अधिक राजस्व की वसूली करती थी जमींदार से। इसके लिए जमींदार अपने दिए गए जमीन के जो वहां पर जुताई करने वाला था, जमीन की देख रेख करने वाला था, उससे अधिक से अधिक पैसे की वसूली करता था। हियर company or government have given the full freedom to jamidar to collect more and more as possible, as much to collect amount from the tiller for giving their proper revenue. ज्यादा पैसा देने के लिए, ज्यादा वसूली करने के लिए पूर्ण रूप से स्वतंत्र से। So in this way that system was जमींदारी system, and in this way there was no passive role of tiller, there was no freedom to tiller to carrying their cultivator, their production according their own decision. So that time, because of such type of situation, Indian agriculture, that situation was stagnation. इन सभी कारणों से कह सकते हैं उस समय भारत में कृषि की दशा क्या थी, वो गतिशील थी। वहां पर कोई पॉजिटिव मूवमेंट नहीं था, कोई पॉजिटिव ग्रोथ नहीं था। नाउ कम टू द सेकेंड, लो लेवल ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड प्रोडक्टिविटी। दैट टाइम इन द फील्ड ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर देयर वाज लो लेवल ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड प्रोडक्टिविटी। व्हाट वाज रीजन? द रीजन वाज दैट रियल tiller have no any capacity, have no any freedom to use their technique, to use their tools, to use their seeds according their own decision. Tiller was fully under the decision of the jamidar. So that time we have discussed that on the eve of independence there was very less production of the wheat, we have learned it previous video। पर हेक्टेयर उस समय 660 kg wheat का प्रोडक्शन होता था, which was very less. If we are going to compare, this was the data given during the independence time or before independence time. When we are going to compare that data in 2016-17, the production 3216 kg per hectare. So we can compare it, we can observe it. During independence, before independence, per hectare wheat production was 660 kg, but after independence, latest data has given 2016-17, the production is 3216 kg. So this is the major difference, because now we have all type equipment, all type progress situation, all type activity, what are being helpful for the agriculture, but that time Indian farmer was helpless, there was no supporting power from outside. So this was the main reason. Because of that we can say during independence time or before independence time in India our agriculture production was very low, very less. Next, forced commercialization of agriculture। भारतीय कृषि का वाणिज्यीकरण करने के ऊपर जोर दिया जाता था, बाजारीकरण करने पर जोर दिया जाता था। So that time in India their agriculture was food crops production. Food crops production means वो फसलें हम पैदा करते थे, भारतीय किसान उन फसलों को पैदा करने पर जोर देते थे जो खाने के यूज में ईटेबल प्रोडक्ट जिससे मिलता था। और मेनली टू थिंग्स थी, फर्स्ट वाज राइस एंड सेकंड थिंग्स वाज wheat. There was two crops produced by Indian agriculture, but both crops were not useful for the British production in the form of raw material. दोनों फसलें जो होती थी, it was useless for the British production in the form of raw material. So there was pressure, there was force on the Indian agricultural sector. What was force? They want to convert the production of Indian agriculture for cotton and jute. कॉटन और जूट के प्रोडक्शन पर ज्यादा फोर्स कर, दे वांट टू कन्वर्ट food crops production into commercial production, because commercial production such as cotton and jute was maximum usage in the form of raw material for the British production. ज्यादातर उनका उद्देश्य था कि कॉटन और जूट का उत्पादन भारतीय कृषि पर हो, जिससे कि ज्यादा कच्चे माल की का निर्यात हम विदेशों में करके अधिक से अधिक ब्रिटिश प्रोडक्ट को मैन्युफैक्चर करें. सो दिस इज द थर्ड feature during that particular time. They want to convert our Indian agriculture into commercial agriculture. Now next is heavy dependence on rainfall. That time our mostly land of agriculture was depend on the rainfall, because there was no proper facility of the irrigation. यहाँ पर इरिगेशन का मतलब है सिंचाई व्यवस्था, बिकॉज इफ दे हैव नो परमानेंट मीन्स ऑफ द इरिगेशन, बिकॉज द पॉलिसी ऑफ ब्रिटिश ओनली वन, दे वांट टू ओनली कलेक्ट मोर एंड मोर रेवेन्यू विदाउट एनी परमानेंट इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द इंडिया. भारत में विशेष विनियोग के बिना वो अधिक से अधिक पैसे की वसूली करना चाहते थे. फॉर दैट दे हैव नो एनी अरेंजमेंट अ गुड अ परमानेंट development means of irrigation in the Indian agriculture situation. So we can say that time Indian agriculture fully heavy dependence on the rainfall. If there is a good rainfall, appropriate rainfall, there is a good production of crops. If there is no rainfall, there was lowest production of the agriculture. Next is landlord tenant relation. There is a two relation. One is landlord and second is tenant. Landlord means a person who is real owner of the land, and tenant means a person who is going to utilize the land of the jamidar. But there was only informal relation, not informal. There was formal relation. Formal relation means they means landlord, jamidar want to collect more and more revenue from the tenant anyhow, because there was pressure from the British rule on the jamidar to submit more and more revenue to the government. That's why jamidar forced to the tenant, to the pillar, more and more rent for their collection. So anyhow, both that time both was related to the India, but there was no informal relation. There was relation in the form of formal. They have relation only landlord and tenant. There was no humanity, there was no human being relation. That's why there was policy of exploitation. दोनों के बीच शोषण होता था, जबकि दोनों ही भारतीय होते थे. लेकिन because of the policy of the British rule, they have no helping each other. एक दूसरे किसी भी तरीके से मदद नहीं करते थे. Now come to the next and last point, subsistence farming. Subsistence farming means होता है whatever variable farming, whatever we are going to produce, it is only for our human being, it is only for our basic need. जो हम पैदावार करेंगे, जो हमारी खेती होगी, it will be only sufficient for our fulfill basic need. There was a little surplus to sell in the market. बाजार में बेचने के लिए बहुत ही कम होता था. ज्यादा the effort was Indian agricultural person to produce whatever we want to fulfill our basic needs. सिर्फ उतना ही पैदा होते थे जितना कि सिर्फ हमारी जरूरतों को पूरा कर सके. So on the basis of all the feature, we can say during on the eve of independence time, Indian agriculture was backward, because there was no freedom, there was no technique, there was no proper tools for producing our good quality product. So today we have completed features of agriculture sector in India on the eve of independence. So same chapter, next topic we will continue next video. Thank you. God bless you.